And this is the passive Povertila. Also many of you often ask me like, how can I downgrade my T6 gamer killers for T4? Just take this fit if you want to do T4 gamers, the passive Povertila. I will also post it on my Discord so that you have it there as well. It's not on the website yet, but I will soon ask Kaldari Jones to upgrade it. If you use 2 improve booster, you have to reroll until you have no side effects. On Ether, depends if I think you have to roll each booster individually, but then you might have one good and then the second one has the negative one that you don't want. By Extendrix and not purchase, because I use this fit from the guy, I don't know his name, that originally made it back in like 2021 or so. That's why I just used that fit what he made back then and is proven to work. So not inventing something new. Yeah, but you're right, on my T6 gamer killer I use purchase, but there's also that I use Nirvana implants on the T6 gamer killer so that I have the same, basically the same amount of EHP just without the regeneration rate in T6. Let's get started. We got Villa Vet Max. Skill. Those ghostings. I just did a T4 Phantasm and it's much better than the Vega. Yeah, I think that's because the pulse lasers with the bonus from the Phantasm actually end up having slightly better tracking than the autocannons from the Vagabond. Yeah, but I'm really surprised that we didn't get the fire and smoke stuff today as it was mentioned in the dev blog. $60 million from the first cache. Let's go to the second room. we get the normal wet max. Maybe should be able to kill one before it starts shooting. Yeah, didn't even got in range to shoot. I'm doing T6 exotics in Agile, but I want to transition to wagon, then dual checker and then triple frigates. Yeah, that sounds like a solid plan. Yeah, there was no patch, it seems. Because in the dev blog they said that today we should get that fire and smoke stuff, but just nothing happened. Yeah, it's weird. Weird that there was no patch today. $6 million from that one. We got Sancho. Just outside the speed cloud. Maybe the fire and repair bot's gonna rogue and we will soon have new types of rogue drones to kill. Maybe. Maybe some new types of rogue drones that bring the proving ground back, maybe? What is proving grounds? Well, if you go to Neocom and then activity, you find a thing called Proving Ground, then it opens this window. There used to be events every 2 weeks, PvP events with different formats. Like there were frigate 1v1s, battle cruiser 1v1s, even battleship 1v1s. And for every time you won in the arena, you got an additional win added to you, and those that got into the top 100 of the leaderboard ended up getting some nice rewards after the event. Usually 100 million ISK, some skill points and some special skins that you only were able to get from the Proving Grounds. Yeah, and the Proving Grounds also had sometimes different bonuses. Usually we had a bonus that gave doubled the benefit from overheating most modules like missiles, shield boosters, hardeners, propulsion modules, and so on. Was it only PvX or PV2? It was PvP only. The Proving Grounds were PvP, and those events took place every 2 weeks. And there were also some special themed ones during like Crimson Harvest and Winter Nexus and those Empire faction days. For example, during the Federation Day we once had a Thorax free for all, and during the Armor Foundation Day we had like I think an Armor Frigate free for all, and then an Omen free for all. And on Minmatar Liberation Day we had a 1v1 Minmatar cruiser with just Rupture, Stabber and Bellicose. 20 million we made. Yeah, and the Proving Grounds were probably some of the best PvP you could get in EVE, like no roaming around for hours just to find some bot Ishtars or getting ganked by some crazy multi-boxer in his 20 marshals, or in case of low sec just finding unfitted frigates that warp out as soon as you enter the Plex. Like there you could just queue up from Cheetah every 2 weeks for 1 weekend, get into the arena, get your quick fight, loot the wreck of the one that you killed, then loot the wreck from the cache. There was also a cache in it that dropped usually around 25 to 30 million, so around the full T4 Abyss worth of loot. And then you went to station, dropped it off, got back to queue and did it again. Yeah, that's what those Proving Grounds used to be. And CCP needs to bring this back because it was so cool. There was never a clear reason given. Like there was not even, for example, the last event that you still find on the leaderboard was a Navy battlecruiser 1v1, and it was not known to anyone that this was the last Proving Grounds that we get. And there's never been a clear reason given to why they stopped it and so on. But then there's an interesting thing. A year later, in January 2024, they planned to bring them back again. There were even 2 new events on CC. I think it was a Destroyer 1v1 and another one. I don't remember exactly what it was. They dropped it to Singularity, so it was visible on Hobo Leaks. Then someone posted on Reddit, and then CCP actively talked to us about those 2 events, answer questions. And then what then happened in January? Then happened in January. They then just removed it from Singularity and stopped any communication about it. that's what then happened, and since then we have never heard anything about the Proving Grounds. We got drones. I got absolutely deleted every time I entered the arena, and I'm not being, it's not a sweetie, but it do see the appeal when you are good enough. Yeah, there was like one guy that Yarusel Katon, he was basically the #1 of nearly every Proving Grounds. And he also has videos on YouTube, you find them in his bio. Links to those videos. And they are great to watch, I would say. Like the top player. I was usually rank 2 in the Proving Grounds or 3. Sounds very balanced and fair. Does it even fit the E-theme? Yes, it does. Like there is no reason why it shouldn't. Yeah, like, then after that I started making posts on Reddit every week about the Proving Grounds. And there were many people saying like, hey, instanced PvP doesn't fit to EVE at all, and so it's like everything, instanced PvP, instanced are bad, go play World of Warcraft or whatever. Yeah, but I don't think it's a problem, because those that have a problem with instance PvP, they also have a problem with the Abyss. They don't like the Abyss also. Yeah, it's just the nature of Reddit. Or then they also tell like only like 3 people were doing it, but when you look at the leaderboard there were surely more than 3 people. Drones again, okay. And not because of it, I also thought there is no fair fight if, that's why I thought it don't fit. Well, I mean, even in the Proving Grounds, especially in free-for-all, then there can be so that there is no fair fight, because if there are, as it is often so that people from the same alliance or corporation got matched up in a free-for-all, and then I can tell you that I'm sure you can imagine how that then ended. Like then those from the same corp then usually worked together to kill anyone that wasn't in their corp, and then they just fought each other or said, hey, last time I won, so now I will suicide my ship so that you can get the win. Yeah, there were also things like that happening in the free-for-alls. Ooh, an unstable ballistic control muter. Nice. It's I think the most valuable muter you can get. Yeah, though I still don't know why it got stopped in the first place, and why then they put that stuff up on CC, talk to us, and then went away again. We got Karen with FE Altes. On the passive Povertila, you use Inferno and Augmented drones against those FE Altes cruisers, because they do much more damage to them than the Valkyries. It depends. What you can do is that you try to start a heated cycle of your AB, and just before it ends you hit warp to something, and then if they don't lock fast enough, then you might be away before they can lock you and try to gank you. But it doesn't always work. Burn away with the drones. $4.8 million from that cash. So then let's switch to the Valkyries and send them to Karen. Do you ever successfully get away from gankers like that? Not with that method, but what I also often do is I have an Orca cloaked next to me. And if there is something at the trace I don't like to see, I uncloak the Orca, warp it to the ship once it's out, and then I just scoop the ship with the Orca and switch to something like a max hull tanked Brutix. And then I just warp away with the Brutix and the Orca. That's also a strategy to deal with gankers. Yeah, but that's why you warp the Orca in from around a few hundred kilometers away. And then you have to be quick to scoop the ship. Got 82.2 million. Yeah, it's because frigates are harder to gank, and most gankers are usually multi-boxers. And to gank frigates it is a lot harder than cruise. Also, the frigates are usually a bit cheaper than the cruisers. Multi-box usually run like 4 to 8 cohesors or catalysts. But catalysts aren't the best to gank Abyss, it's mostly cohesors because of range. And then they have one that has a scram, and all the others have a web, target painter and other stuff to help with application. And they can basically only scram one ship at a time. This means that if you do 3 frigates and you warp them away, they can at max only get 1. Plus it also takes longer to lock a frigate. I think on a destroy it's like 3 to 4 seconds, I'm not sure. You can see what the scan resolution is on the cohesor. The cohesor, it is 525, and with skills it's around 650. Not sure how long it would take to lock a frigate with 40mm, but it is surely a few seconds, so there's a good chance that the frigate is already gone by the time they... Yeah, they could also smart bomb the frigs, but for that you need a few battleships to do that, smart bomb praxis, and that will become quickly very expensive. And I mean, like one battleship is probably not enough because those frigates can survive more than one cycle of smart bombs. And it will be away before it cycles again. Yes. Or they could also just burn away from them, because Tech 2 smart bombs have 6 kilometers range. And when you come out of the abyss, you land within 5 kilometers, so it's like just one heated cycle of AB and you are out of the smart bomb range. Yeah, smart bomb battleships are way more expensive than destroyers. You got the Vialtes. There's a tracking tower. So I will kill the newt first. Even if you are passive, as you know, multi-spectrum, it is still important to kill newts as quickly as possible with that fit. Yes, as long as you don't have a multi-spectrum fitted, it can ignore most of newts most of the time. The dual ASB Vagabond, but there you actually have to manage a lot more than with the normal Vagabond. Yeah, that's true. Newts are very dangerous for anything that is active tanked. Sometimes do T6 without any boosters on the Gila. Yeah, I think I also when I take drugs in T6, it's usually just the synth ones. Because the synths don't have any negatives and therefore you don't have to reroll them every time. Mostly use synth blue and hard shell. Yeah, I think that alone is already like 10% bonus to shield boost amount, which is actually very good. And there's still just a drifter cruise. They're gonna switch to Tech 2 drones now. And why am I not flying to the cache like what I want? The last cruiser goes down. And we are ready to go to the next room. What do we get? A fake Karen room. That's also interesting. There are all the drifter cruisers on Ephialtes, but instead of Karen there's just a watchman. Is sensor compensation important for this? Don't really understand what it does. I think those are the skills that increase sensor strength. And sensor strength affects ECM, and there are no NPCs in the Abyss that use ECM, so it doesn't matter. Folge dir schon lange und habe dich noch nie reden hören. Ja, dann ist es heute das erste Mal. Ja, also diese Woche mache ich Streams mit dem Mikrofon, bis um mit Montag. Cool, machst du richtig. Ja, ich habe das schon letztes Jahr gemacht, in der letzten Augustwoche, eine Woche Streams mit Mikrofon. Da das letztes Jahr gut funktioniert hat, mache ich das dieses Jahr nochmals. The drifter cruise is about to go down. We have just the watchman and Ephialtes left. Okay, ich spiele seit 2 Jahren kein Eve. Wir haben einen Kauf läuft im November aus. Vince hat er noch geskillt. Nice. Do you do renewing Rodivas first or Tesselas? That depends how many there are. If there are like 5 Rodivas and like 1 Tesla, I go for the Rodivas first because they spool up over time. If there's only 1, then it's usually better to just go for the frigates. You got Sancha. Those Smiths have to go as fast as possible, because I don't want to be neutered out. I can also split, I think, but let's just burn those newt frigates down before we split. Go for the knights. So DPS from that room. Yeah, 2 frigates are shooting the drones, but they can tank the DPS of one single frigate for quite a long time. They have a lot of EHP. Also, another thing you have to keep in mind in the Sancho room, if you burn away way too far, there's also a good chance that also the knights and other frigates will start shooting your drones. Do you think gankers can plex their accounts with ganking? Right now the price of plex is going down. I think yes, but it also depends what they are ganking. Like those that just gank miners, they might have a harder time, but those that gank howlers, mission runners, abyss runners and so on, I think they can flex their account. But it also depends how many ganking accounts you have. You can run either a large amount of gank accounts and use smaller ships like Catalysts, Coesers, or you run fewer accounts and use battle cruisers, which means a higher initial investment, but then you have less accounts to plex. So I would say maybe those that gank howlers and so on, they probably can plex, but those that gank miners and so on, maybe less, I would say. We have 70.9 million. Great. And then also some crazy gank corporations where there's like one player with like 30 or even 40 alts in Catalyst. Maybe if you have gone to Uedama, you maybe have seen like 30 to 40 Catalysts from a corporation called Z Legion on the... Okay, those are probably also all controlled by the same person. Meinst du Legion? Ja, there's a think it like this. Yeah, I think it's this corporation. Yeah, that one. I think that's like one person controlling all those characters here. Ja, das ist die Kooperation. Let's get into the next site. One guy was ganking our Gila, 2B Gila in the next system. He ganked me before. So I'm gonna go around for 8 hours later with his output. He had only that one kill in 2 days. Hard to plex 15 accounts of that. Yeah, that's true. Okay, and there's a giveaway going to happen. So exclamation mark raffle to enter. We are 71 viewers. That means 145 million times 1.5 means 227.5 million is after the site that I'm going to run now. How do you manage to get all accounts fire at that same time? You have to just be quick either, or what also could happen is that he might use some tools called IS-box, so if input broadcasting features, which is against the EULA to use. Yeah, but if you use tools like E for preview and position your windows cleverly, then you can also activate all your characters in a very short time frame. There are legal ways, as long as you don't use input broadcasting features, then it's all fine. But once you start using those tools or you spec, then it's a good idea to file a support ticket, because input broadcasting is not allowed. 20 million? And there was a glory, oh well, it's just a decade. Would have loved an unstable one. Let's go to the next room. Yeah, you mistyped it. And we got Karen. Good thing there is a speed cloud in between. I will try to go into the speed cloud. So newts have to go first. Because if the shield partner turns off, then we have a problem. Let's get into that speed cloud before I get wrapped here. It's too fast typed. Let's drive Karen towards the gate. Please don't go into the speed cloud. Hello, Lockster. Yes, it's T4 Gamma in the passive Povertila. Now, for the passive Povertila you don't need any implants. Then we go into the last room. We got drones. They go down quickly. Now, last chance to enter the raffle draw will happen once I'm docked. $13.5 million. This side we made 40.6 million. Last chance to enter the raffle. 227.5 million ISCA in the pot. Then let's dock. So, closing the raffle in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everyone. Coffee, coffee, coffee house won. Congratulations. I need your character name that I can send the ISK to you. If you type exclamation mark IGN, then it will be registered in the bot, and then it will be on every streamer that uses that Eve to Twitch bot. It's exclamation mark IGN, and then, yeah, like this, now it's registered for every streamer that uses the Eve 2 bot. Yes, it's like this. Let's see what we have. Got some wet max. The strikings. Oh, they are coming close, which means that the wet max also come close, so they have to go down as fast as possible. What is the list of most dangerous amps in the Abyss? What do you go for first? Newt webs? Well, that depends on what ship you fly. Like for the passive Povertila that I'm using right now, it will be newts like Starving Damavik, Starving Vedmax and so on. But if you fly stuff that relies heavy on speed, then maybe webs and scrams are the ones that you want to kill. And if you fly something like a dual ASB Vagabond, you probably don't care too much about newts anyway. Yeah, but for most active tanked ships, newts are the ones that you clear first. And I think in the Abyssal Lurker Discord there should be somewhere a cheat sheet from Ashtaroti pinned that shows all the dangerous NPCs. I think because they aren't too easy to fit, because you need 2 ASB. And then there's also the reload stuff, CPU that gets a problem. I think that's why killers don't use ASB. Either you go passive or you fly it active with normal shield booster. Buffer Ingame is king. Yep, that's true. And we got sleeper cruisers. Sleeper frigates. As there are so many rigs, I'm going to use just Valkyries to clear those wardens first, to stop them from slowing me down. Frigates go down really quickly on the speed cloud. Don't want to really go into this. Fly around it. Because my drones will have issues tracking if they get into the speed cloud. The only thing I dislike about gammas is the filament price. Yeah, that's true. Gamma filaments are expensive, especially the T4 and T5. But the T6 gamma price is actually okay. I would say it's like 22 million per filament. Wow, 2 million, what a great drop. Yeah, but T4 and T5 gammas, they are too expensive, I agree. Then we go into the last room. And we get Karen. Let's kill those entanglers. Yes, it said exotics are up as well, 35 mil per piece. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, Karen is following that sleeper crew, is so nice. Makes it a little bit easier. Let's go straight for Karen. Loot the cache and orbit close. Wow. What a great drop. I first kill newts and webs and then I go for Karen with the Gila. Because if you are webbed, then Karen will have an easier time hitting you. Whoa. 16.6 million. Great drop. Great run, I would say. Karen is about to go down. Kill those drifter cruisers. Then we are done with that site. The last drifter cruise is about to go down. Then we kill the Defialtes over there. Then we are done with the site.
Warp-Antrieb aktiv. Andockerlaubnis erhalten. Andockerlaubnis erteilt.
Just 16 million. What a great drop. So then let's get back. Hoping that the next run will be better. let's enter the Abyss. We got Marshall. Only one. I think in that case I will send a drone straight to the Marshal first to kill it. And I will missile down those pacifiers. Then we can move to the cache. So the Marshal is about to go down. So most of the DPS of this room is already gone. So next is the Drainer pacifier, so that I not end up out of cap here. The rest wants to go for my drones, but it just got blacked thanks to the Stormbringer. Shoot the cache. There's something interesting in it. Is it reasonable to use faction nodes in lower Abyss or just say with augmented if you don't have full drone skills? For augmented you need to be able to use Tech 2 drone skills. If you can't use Tech 2 drones, then yeah, stay with faction, and for augmented you need Tech 2 drone skills.
Eine Module sind Lernen ausgegangen.
That Stormbringer takes a little bit of time to kill. I won't start shooting it with missiles anymore. It's about to explode. Drones are coming back. And now we move on to the next room. We got the Overmind. So here use Tech 2 drones. Kill all the Snarecasters, Spotlighters and Fogcasters. Then I send drones to the battleship and will shoot the remaining frigates with the missiles. Oh, and the Snarecasters, the sparks are coming close, which means that the Overmind will also come close. Makes it easier. As long as those spark needles remain alive, the Overmind will stay close. Boom. Now we're gonna go for the Overmind. So orbit him close so that he doesn't do any damage. And as the signature rate is so big, it is actually quite hard to mitigate damage of the battleship.
Eine
one spark needle is shooting the drones, but they can tank for a very long time. Probably that 20 DPS from that frigate will never break the tank of the drone. Yeah, sometimes the battleships follow a frigate or cruiser. In that case they come close, so you don't have to chase them all the way to the edge of the room. Tower is slowly killing the frigates, but the overmind goes down before the frigates. Let's kill those frigates while I go to the cache and check if it dropped something interesting. Oh, 7 million. Great drop. And we get into the last room. And we get Lesheks. Are they inside the speed cloud? Oh, come on. Really? We have to spawn inside the speed cloud. Then let's move this direction so that they don't get shoot out right into the abyss. Shooting the drone over there. They want them to shoot the battleships. The fit is in my Discord, type exclamation mark Discord and then go to the channel actual fittings. I just posted there. Let's see what this cache dropped. There's something interesting in it. And 32 million. So this means total we made 42.7 million.
Warp-Antrieb aktiv.
You are supposed to showcase the Abyss and show us how much good loot we can take out. Well, I assure you, Thursday, Friday, when I go do the frigate stuff, there will be much more loot to be get.
Andockerlaubnis erbeten. Andockerlaubnis erteilt.
Yeah, I mean, T4 in a cruiser is complete different story than T5 in frigates. Let's drop that stuff here. Then we go into the next site.
Warp-Antrieb aktiv.
We get into the Abyss. And we get Angel. For that we use faction rounds. Start with the non-elite Cinnables. Hello you, Jewel DMVP. How are you doing? Finally, mic stream. Yeah, for until Monday, all streams are with mic on. Did it last year at around that time? Went really well, so I decided why not do it again this year. I'm fine. Enjoying your content, mate. Good job. Thanks. Why not do it all the time? You should do it all the time, to be honest. After this week I will think about more streams with the mic. I'm surely thinking of more streams with the mic in the future. Ich würde mehr Streams mit Mike begrüßen. Ja, wir werden sehen, wie es dann danach weitergeht. Is die so big? Why did the drone switch back? I wanted it to shoot that cache. Now it can shoot the frigate. Oh, not even 2 million. Great stuff. Great, great. We get in the second room. Karen. There's a tracking tower. But the Fialtis is coming close, so Karen will also come close, so it isn't too bad actually. Mike ist die Abkürzung für Mikrofon. Ja, das stimmt. So webs and newts are gone, so now we go for Karen. $25 million. Let's kill Karen and then we kill those scram cruisers. I've been really enjoying the electrical storm ring. It's so fun and easy to fly. Yeah, that's true about the storm ring. It's easy to use, but if you get triple overmind or dual overmind and Karen, then it's game over. Just hoping not to get that 3x overmind. Yeah, that's the only drawback of the Stormbringer, that it has that guaranteed death scenario. approach the gate. Just that one cruiser left. We get into the last room. And we get Karen again. Yeah, but she will also come close in this room. Let's kill that newt. Oh, and Karen got the wrecking shot. Let's go for Karen. $6 million. So that makes total 33.9 million. One drone is getting into armor. Let's pull that drone and start some fresh one. Why is it not starting? Oh no, it starts. Yeah, those cruisers put one of my drones into armor. Kill those cruisers and then we are done with that site. Here go the final two Ephialtes. Then we are ready for the next site. Gonna dock up, drop the loot off. And someone bought Plex with my referral code, got 4 Masters at Arms accelerators in the redeem queue of one of my alts. This means there will be more Masters at Arms accelerator giveaways incoming. So I will do 2 more gammas and then we'll do another raffle and then we will do the Firestorm Povertila. What do we get? Drones. The blue cloud looks so close, but is so far away. So, send the drones to kill those fogcasters so that my missiles will do more damage to the drones. Go for that extraction, or does it so close to the gate? $7 mil. Why is it stopping there? I want to fly to this rack over there. So only half a mil from that extraction node. Then we go into the second room. See what we get here. It is Karen. I actually get a lot of Karen rooms today, it seems. Gila is a Karen magnet, haha. Yeah, looks like it is. There's a diminishing returns. The longer you run, the more Karen rooms you get. Yes, looks like it is exactly like this. Once I had 4 Karen rooms in a row. I always get Karen when I run the passive fit. Yeah, looks like same thing for me as well. I run active only. Yeah, maybe you get less Karen if you use an active fit. And the drops 5 mil.
Einem Modul sind die Ladungen ausgegangen.
Get her a lot too. Full dissipator with Karen is sketchy, huh? These are fine. Yeah, I think the ones with the drifter cruisers are actually worse than the ones with the Fialtes. Because drifter cruisers only 3 different types of EVA they get. Newt, Scram, Webs, and with the Fialtes there are more EVA types that can spawn. Yeah, more chance to get Newt and Web. into the last room. And we get... Yeah, that's the best muter you can get, the Gloria Unstable Web. And we got sleeper frigates. Three different Povertilas mentioned in title are the skill or seat adaptations, weather adaptations. Like there is one for Gamma, Exotic and Firestorm. In the morning I used the Exotic one. Now I'm using the Gamma Povertila, and later I will also be using the Firestorm Povertila. And then we had one streams with all three different Povertila types. Also you can get general drop of Seek muters, but only in T6.
Der Energiespeicher ist leer. Einem Modul sind die Ladungen ausgegangen.
So we made 20.7 million. So, and there will be a raffle after the next site. And after that I will be switching to the Firestorm Povertila. I got 3 shipyards in a row. The other day got damped to 40 kilometers straight to gate. Yeah, I tend to always skip the shipyard room. Just take the gate in that case. Let's dock. So the last site for the passive Povertila for today. Hello, Kara. And we start with drones. Looks like the passive Gila is also a drone magnet. These aren't scary, yeah. It's a very quick room. Cash? Oh, 60 million. I mean, I had entire runs that dropped less than that single cash. Do all Kikis repair? Yes, all of them have remote repairs. Yeah, the orange cloud, you have to be careful when you fly active shield tanked stuff. Because they make your cap use increase. Drones again. Okay. What is your favorite Triglavian ship visually? I would say the Ikitursa. Yeah, that's true. It happens sometimes, just buy a new ship and go again. Yeah, when you fly active shield stuff, you have to pay attention to the orange cloud. Otherwise you can usually just ignore it. If you fly passive stuff or stuff with remote shield boosters like frigates. You learn something? Yeah, that's always a win when you learn something. Now it decreases the duration of shield boosters, but also decreases the amount that you get by the same amount. So shield boosters will still give the same EHP per second, but with more cap per HP you get. We are already going to the last room after just 5 minutes. get Kikimoras. There are no starving damaviks. I can go straight for the Kikis. Actually go down very quickly, those Kikimoras. Drones faster to kill if you send them manually. Yeah, in some cases they are. Oh, and one of the kicks is shooting my drones. I'm gonna repull them. Let's send some faction drones. Oh, in this quick run we made 56.4 million. So, last Kikimora. No, the Damaviks. Once you live through, bigger loot you get, at least in my opinion. Focus on living, not the loot, and you will be fine. You get lucky drops sometimes. So once I'm docked, I will start the raffle. Hello.